Intuition can feel like living with a curse that's been spelled on you. Why? Well, because compared to the norm, your inner guidance has become a weapon turning against you, making you know things you wish you didn't and not being able to turn it off. It's like 95% of people are starting at level 1 while you're starting at level -7. However, if you manage intuition properly, if you learn to master this curse, you can actually become superhuman. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can transform this in just a minute. But the problem isn't your intuition, it's that you've been conditioned to mute it. From childhood, society drills into us, be logical, follow the rules, trust authority over yourself. Over time, this programming drowns out your inner guidance, leaving you unsure, anxious, and disconnected. Your intuition never stops speaking. If you ignore it long enough, you risk toxic relationships, missing the red flags until it's too late. You risk financial disasters, feeling uneasy about a decision but listening to others instead. You also risk emotional burnout by staying in situations that drain you because they look good on paper. The way your intuition speaks is different for everyone. For some, it is physical. The tight chest before saying yes to something you should reject, or a sudden drop in energy when entering the wrong environment. Your body knows before your mind can rationalize why. For others, it's visual. A flash of a future event, an unshakable mental picture, or a specific dream that later proves true. These aren't random. This is your suppressed intuition trying to save you. Yet modern society has trained you to dismiss this, leaving you vulnerable. Ignore your intuition and you'll easily be manipulated by trends, marketing, and other people's agendas. The only way to break free is to rebuild your intuition, and I'm going to show you how. Step 1. Cognitive detox. Your intuition doesn't stand a chance if your brain is in a state of perpetual stimulation. Constant digital consumption rewires the brain, making it harder to access deep, intuitive thoughts. You need a cognitive detox. Try this. 5 minutes of pure silence every day. No phone, no music, no inputs, just you and your thoughts. It'll feel hard initially. That is withdrawal. Your brain is so used to being spoon-fed external information that listening inward feels weird. But over time, your neural pathways rewire, strengthening your ability to hear your intuition without interference. Step 2. Body intelligence. Your body is millions of years smarter than your mind. Long before social media and email notifications, humans relied on bodily intuition to survive. But today, you've been conditioned to ignore the signals. Rebuild this connection by practicing body awareness. Before making a decision, scan your body. Where do you feel tension? Pay attention to energy shifts. Does an option feel draining or does it feel fulfilling? When you get a gut feeling, pause. Listen to what it's telling you. Step 3. Intuition journaling. Want proof that your intuition works? Track it. Most people dismiss intuitive hits because they don't keep receipts. Start an intuition journal. Each morning, write down any gut feelings or dreams. At the end of the week, review them. How many of them were accurate? Over time, you'll notice patterns and develop trust in your intuition. Right now, you're either training your intuition or slowly losing it. There is no neutral ground. If you rely solely on data, opinions, and digital feedback loops, you'll never be able to hear your own voice. So commit to just one practice for the next 7 days. Either 5 minutes of silence, a daily gut check before making a decision, tracking your intuition in a journal, and by the end of the week, see how you feel. Come back and drop a comment with what you found. Now, you might think intuition is just a random hunch, but science says otherwise. Your brain is a high-speed data processor, constantly scanning for patterns, micro-expressions, and energy shifts before you're even aware of it. There's the amygdala, your brain's alarm system. It detects threats before your rational mind catches up, triggering instant reactions like unease in the wrong place or sudden trust with the right person. This system is ancient. It kept our ancestors alive. A slight rustle in the bushes, danger. A feeling of safety, tribe. Today, though, we override these signals, explaining them away with logic, distraction, or endless scrolling. Your intuition is a magic superpower. The more you listen, the stronger it gets. The more you ignore it, the weaker it becomes. So how can you tell if it is your intuition speaking or your mind trying to confuse you? Well, have you ever been lying in bed, replaying the same scenario over and over, stuck in an endless mental debate that never leads to clarity, only exhaustion? That's not intuition, that's overthinking. Intuition speaks in flashes, quick, clear, and confident. Overthinking, on the other hand, spirals. It bombards you with what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. In the modern world, overthinking has become a way of life. We are constantly bombarded with opinions from social media, news feeds, Google searches. You can't even buy a water bottle without checking reviews first. The result? Analysis paralysis. The more we seek external validation, the further we drift from our own knowing. So how do you tell the difference? Intuition feels calm, even if the answer surprises you. Overthinking feels frantic, anxious, and never-ending. Intuition gives you an answer. Overthinking gives you 100 more questions. So the next time you're stuck in a mental loop, pause. Drop into your body. How does the decision feel? Light and freeing? Well, that's intuition. Tight and heavy? That's fear-driven overthinking. You don't need more information. You need to trust what you already know. Now, you weren't always like this. Think back. When you were a child, you didn't overanalyze. You just knew what you wanted and went for it. No hesitation. So what happened? Somewhere along the line, you learned to second-guess yourself. Society trained you to seek approval, follow rules, ignore your gut. Social media has made it worse. Constantly comparing yourself, wondering if you're good enough, waiting for likes before trusting yourself. And now you hesitate. You let opportunities pass by. This is how people stay stuck. Always seeking opinions, never fully trusting yourself. Confidence isn't about never making mistakes. It's about trusting yourself to handle whatever comes next, and that trust starts with intuition. So how do you rebuild it? Well, you make small gut-based decisions daily. Choose what to wear, what to eat, or what to say without overthinking. Recognize and measure your intuitive wins. Think of times your gut feeling was right. Write them down. See the pattern? Well, your intuition has been guiding you all along. Silence the noise. Limit comparison traps. Unfollow accounts that make you doubt yourself. Step away from digital validation and listen inward. Separate intuition from fear. Intuition feels calm and direct, even if the answer is bold. Fear feels anxious and uncertain. Learn the difference. Your intuition is either growing or dying. There's no middle ground. For the next 7 days, train it, track it, strengthen it, and watch your confidence shift. Join our newsletter for more spiritual highlights. The link is in the description below. Let's grow together, guided by our inner voice, leading you back to your authentic self.